Have you ever felt like you had so much of something it was literally overflowing? Not just a lot, but an almost overwhelming amount? There's a perfect word for that: profusion. Today, we're diving deep into this powerful vocabulary booster to make your English sound more sophisticated and precise. So, what exactly does profusion mean? It's not just a large quantity. It's an abundance with intensity. Imagine a garden after heavy rain, not just with a few flowers, but exploding with color. That's a profusion of blooms. Or think about someone giving you so many compliments, you almost don't know how to react. That's a profusion of praise. It's that feeling of something pouring out, almost to excess. And that pouring out idea is no accident. The word's origin, its etymology, gives us a huge clue. Profusion comes from the Latin word profusio, which literally means a pouring out. This comes from the verb profundere, which breaks down into pro, meaning forward, and fundere, meaning to pour. So, profusion is a forward pouring, a gushing forth. This Latin root, fundere, is super useful because it appears in other English words you probably already know. Think about diffusion, when particles pour or spread out, or infusion, like when you pour hot water over tea leaves to let the flavor seep in. They all share that same core idea of pouring. The prefix pro here simply means forward or outward, emphasizing the overflowing nature of the action. So, we have the adjective form, profuse. You could say someone offered profuse apologies, meaning they apologized over and over again. It's the same intense, abundant feeling. Let's look at a couple of example sentences to really lock this in. First, the dessert table at the wedding was a profusion of cakes, pastries, and chocolates. You can picture it, right? Not just one or two options, but a sea of sweets. An almost overwhelming display of deliciousness. It paints a much richer picture than just saying, there were a lot of desserts. Here's another one. He explained his theory with a profusion of data and charts. This tells us he didn't just have a few data points. He had an abundance, maybe even an excessive amount, to back up his claims. It implies thoroughness, and maybe a little bit of overkill, all packed into one elegant word. Now, what are some synonyms? Words like abundance, plenty, excess, and overflow are great alternatives. They all capture the idea of having more than enough. On the flip side, the antonyms would be scarcity, shortage, lack, and dearth. These words describe not having enough of something. So, profusion is the complete opposite of scarcity. Need a quick way to remember it? Here's a mnemonic trick for you. Think of profuse. Imagine a professional electrician working on a circuit, and suddenly the fuse blows. Why? Because there was a profusion of power, too much electricity pouring through it at once. Profuse, a fuse blowing from too much power. That powerful overflow is profusion. So why does adding this one word to your vocabulary matter so much? Because it takes your descriptions from basic to executive level. Instead of just saying a lot of, which is vague, profusion conveys scale, intensity, and richness. Whether you're in a business meeting, presenting data, writing a creative story, or just describing your weekend, using profusion shows a command of the language. It's abundance with boardroom polish. It communicates not just quantity, but the feeling of that quantity. So, the next time you see an incredible sunset with a wild mix of colors, don't just say it was colorful. Say it was a profusion of reds, oranges, and purples. It instantly makes your description more vivid and impactful. If you loved breaking down this word and want to discover more powerful vocabulary with cool visuals and memory tricks, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We release new videos every week to help you master the English language, one word at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.